Obviously, devastating news. I'm heartbroken, speechless, like gutted. We've been working so hard over here. Everyone in this camp. Opportunity has been ripped from all of us, but I do value Mike's health first and foremost. Love that guy. I have so much respect for him, and I want Mike to be healthy.
Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson has been postponed, and social media is going insane. Is Iron Mike's comeback in jeopardy? With confirmation about the postponement of the highly anticipated clash between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, the boxing world is abuzz with speculation. After Tyson's recent health scare, questions loom large. Will the former heavyweight champion step back into the ring? What does this mean for the future of influencer boxing? Join us as we delve into the latest developments and dissect Tyson's statement on the fate of the fight. So, let's talk Tyson versus Paul. Seeing Mike in that condition, you gotta wonder if it's all worth it. I mean, come on, the guy is pushing 60. Should this bout even go ahead? It feels a bit reckless to me. The way I see it, health comes first. We can't risk someone's well-being for a fight, right? Sure, Mike Tyson was a legend back in the day, but he's not any younger. Plus, these images of him, they speak volumes. Should we really be rooting for this match to happen? Not with these red flags flying high. Safety should be the priority here, no question about it. If there are health concerns with Mike, then maybe it's time to hit the brakes on this whole thing. I hate to say it, but maybe it's time to call off this fight altogether. Let's not gamble with people's lives here. If Tyson has health issues going on, we shouldn't be egging him on into that ring just for entertainment purposes. Let's keep it real and put safety first above all else. No ifs or buts about it. This news came from Most Valuable Promotions themselves, with them posting this tweet. The upcoming highly anticipated boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson will unfortunately be postponed. During a follow-up consultation on Thursday with medical professionals on his recent ulcer flare-up, the recommendation is for Mike Tyson to do minimal to light training over the next few weeks and then return to full training with no limitations. Both Mike and Jake are in agreement that it is only fair to ensure that both athletes have equal training time to prepare for this important match. Mike is expected to return to his full training schedule in the coming weeks and is eager to get back in the ring. The new date of the fight will be announced by next Friday, June 7th.
He says he still is going to knock me out, and I bought myself some time. So Mike is still talking shit over there. But Mike, if you want to do this, like you said, behind closed doors, behind the scenes, you've said you want to do this in Q4. You just need a little bit of time. So I'm ready whenever you are. This is too big of an opportunity. I think this fight's going to change the world. And I turn all my L's into W's. That's a motto I live by, and the universe makes no mistakes. So let's see what's in store. But sorry this didn't work out. To everyone, the fans, love you guys.
Jake's Paul also said, I fully support postponing the event, so Mike Tyson has no excuses come fight night. My fans know I don't want to face Iron Mike at anything but his best, but let there be no mistake. When he steps into the ring with me, I will be ready to claim my W with a sensational finish. Mike Tyson believes Jake has got off lucky for the time being. He said, unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, I have been advised by my doctor to lighten my training for a few weeks to rest and recover. My body is in better overall shape than it has been since the 1990s, and I will be back to my full training schedule soon. Jake Paul, this may have bought you some time, but in the end you will still be knocked out and out of boxing for good. I appreciate everyone's patience and can't wait to deliver an unforgettable performance later this year. This news has caused chaos with plenty of reaction on the social media, especially after this news came out a few days ago. And Mike had tweeted saying he was fine. Not only that Jake originally said it was nothing to worry about. You love to make shit up before knowing the facts for clicks, likes, nothing changed. You got Joe Rogan over here screaming for the cancellation of the match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, Then you've got Michael Bisping, that UFC legend, also standing firm on canceling this upcoming showdown due to Tyson's recent health scare. Apparently, our man Tyson had an ulcer acting up while mid-flight from Miami to LA on May 26th. He felt dizzy and nauseous right before landing, which led to some medical attention being necessary. In light of all these issues, the health problems, and the drama on YouTube, Bisping is out there saying that old saying about no such thing as bad press doesn't apply in this case. He made it clear that Tyson was in some serious trouble during that flight, needing paramedics to rush in and save the day. Can you imagine a crazy situation where Mike Tyson, the legendary boxer, needed medical help on an airplane? Yup, apparently it happened. Tyson was causing quite a stir by needing paramedics and doctors to rush in and get him off the plane. Not a great look when you're trying to hype up a fight at age 58, right? Then we've got Jake Paul chiming in. Despite all the drama surrounding Tyson's health scare, Paul claims that nothing is changing with their fight plans. But hold up, Bisping isn't having any of this. He's throwing shade left and right about how absurd it is for these two to face off with such a massive age gap, 30 years apart. Bisping did give props to Tyson for his bravery, but let's be real here. He couldn't resist pointing out how sitting on a plane shouldn't have been such a struggle for someone nearly 58 years old, speculating that maybe it was just an ulcer acting up, although he admitted he wasn't exactly an expert on ulcers. All in all, what even is going on with this fight? One minute there's drama high in the sky, and the next we're questioning if two fighters from completely different generations should even be going head to head. It's like reality TV meets boxing ring madness. And I've got no problem with Mike Tyson. He's 58, I respect him. This is taking massive balls of him to go in there against Jake Paul, even though he's by far the better boxer. He's got way more experience, miles on the clock, long in the tooth, and he's got medical emergencies. And apparently, he's got ulcers. Okay, that's the excuse that they have given, Bisping stated. Moreover, Bisping emphasized that the circumstances presented a bad look for boxing and Jake Paul. He stated that this situation exemplified why a fight like this should not proceed. Bisping clarified that he wasn't criticizing Mike Tyson, but acknowledged Tyson's desire to test the waters, make some money, and feel alive by doing what he does best. However, he noted that Tyson's time had passed, using the metaphor that the ship had sailed and the plane had left the runway, albeit delayed because it was hot on the plane, which he speculated might have caused Tyson's ulcer flare-up. Man, Rick Hatton is really not vibing with this Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. The guy straight up thinks it should be cancelled. He's out here saying that it's not even boxing, just a big old joke meant for our entertainment. In a heated chat with Lord Ping, Hatton went all in on why this bout shouldn't go down. This dude was fired up about protecting Tyson and keeping the sport's integrity intact. I mean, come on, this is a total mess if you ask me, ranted Hatton. Someone needs to step in and shut it all down before things get ugly. Influencer fights are cool and all, but let's call them what they are: pure entertainment. Hatton did admit that both traditional boxing and influencer matches can coexist as long as the real big fights keep happening. This cat believes YouTubers throwing hands isn't what's hurting boxing, it's the lack of epic showdowns that are dragging the sport down. He ain't got no beef with folks making bank off these bouts either. He even wished good luck to Tommy Fury, KSI, Jake Paul, and their crew. But man oh man, when it comes to this Tyson versus Paul stunner, he wants none of it. This dude seriously thinks someone needs to jump in ASAP and take charge before things spin out of control. Money talks for sure in showbiz, but there comes a point where we gotta draw the line, am I right? The ex-fighter from Manchester asserted that Paul would be devastated if he seriously injured Tyson in their match, considering that the legendary baddest man on the planet was one of his idols growing up. Hatton said, if he were to knock him out, he'd be knocking out one of his heroes. How could he live with that on his conscience? It doesn't matter how much money is involved. How would you be able to look at yourself in the mirror? I think it's completely crazy. It's a joke. Nothing surprises me in the boxing and entertainment business. Despite the outcry, Iron Mike remains resolute about proceeding with the bout. Paul, however, has taken to Instagram to address a taunt from the ex-heavyweight champ. Tyson made his declaration loud and clear, opting for the digital podium of Instagram, a realm he's frequented much like his ex-stomping ground. In his digital decree, he cemented his commitment to the impending clash with Paul on July 20th in Arlington, Texas. What stirred eyebrows was Tyson's nonchalant assertion that he wouldn't even require full throttle, hinting that he could secure victory even at less than optimal performance. With Paul's mere 10 bouts under his belt, Tyson's seasoned record of 58 fights casts a daunting shadow over the impending showdown. Paul has chosen to find some small measure of humor in the circumstances. The problem child reacted to Tyson's prodding in a way that could be considered more brutal than angry, with only 3 words in return, gaining the upper hand by stating, "Hey, that's mean." Joe Rogan has expressed serious concerns about Mike Tyson's safety, fearing that Jake Paul might inflict significant harm on the boxing legend. Rogan has notably highlighted the risk of Tyson potentially suffering fatal consequences in the highly anticipated match against Paul. The substantial age difference between Tyson, who will be 31 years older than Paul at the time of the fight, has already caused an uproar among boxing fans even before the bout was officially sanctioned. Rogan's apprehensions about a dire outcome were evident in a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. During a candid discussion with guest Mike Perry, the popular UFC commentator and personality voiced his distress over Tyson's decision to return to the ring to face the younger YouTuber boxer, describing it as highly concerning. According to Rogan, this decision to make a comeback has even alarmed several doctors who share his concerns. Mike Tyson is known as one fierce boxer in history, while Jake Paul is kinda new to the game with 10 pro fights under his belt. Tyson been in a whopping 58 bouts. That's a huge difference. Now the thing is, Mike Tyson making a comeback at his, and going up against someone way younger like Jake Paul. It's got folks in the boxing world feeling on edge. Even Joe Rogan. He's got some serious concerns about this match. On podcast, he didn't hold back talking about how risky it is for Tyson to step back into the ring. Rogan really laid it all out there, saying he's worried not just about injuries, but also about the potential for some really bad health stuff. Maybe even fatal. That's heavy. The fact is, many folks in boxing are seriously worried about Tyson coming back. They're hoping he puts his own well-being first instead of chasing after another big fight. At 57 years old, Tyson is still a massive name in boxing, but taking on someone much younger like Jake Paul, that's sparking a lot of debate and concern about whether this fight is safe for an older legend to jump into. In today's world, where influencer boxing matches are all over the place, this showdown between Tyson and Paul really shines a light on how entertainment sometimes comes with serious risks. Rogan's heartfelt plea for caution reminds us that even someone as tough as Mike Tyson should think twice before stepping into that ring full of dangers. KSI reacted in a usual manner, laughing at Jake Paul posting a tweet saying, "Ha ha 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 ha," whilst his prime partner, and also brother of Jake Paul, suggested it would be better if he and Jake squared off in the ring. Logan tweeted, "So Mike Tyson's out? I'll step in and we can settle this once and for all." Jake responded to this saying, "Mom doesn't want me to KO you, but F it loser has to change their last name, #Paul vs Paul." In the wake of Mike Tyson's recent health scare, the question looms large. Should his fight against Jake Paul happen? The boxing legend's statement and the reactions from fellow fighters and pundits fuel the debate. What implications does this hold for Tyson's comeback and the boxing world at large? Join the conversation by leaving your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on the latest news from the channel.